Good afternoon. It's October the 21st or 22nd. And they're harvesting the corn. It's all over. I noticed something peculiar that I wanted to talk about very quickly. This is Brooklyn white, and if you notice, the cold fall temperatures have knocked off all the leaves along with the forest, the nearby forest. But this Brooklyn white, all by itself, seems to be undamaged by the cold. The leaves are still there, and it's still producing a lot of fruit. I'm eating fruit off this thing every day. Nice fruit. Delicious ripe fruit. And a lot of it. Perfect fruit. Now I'm just wondering, I'll let this video go on and be a regular video. I was hoping to make it a short. I will. But you can see that the fall colors are very advanced everywhere around the pony farm. Everywhere. Just this fall. And it's at its peak, really. And quite beautiful. And I'm just kind of surprised. It's amazing how you find out different things along the way. After years and years and years, you find new experiences. This Brooklyn white, which is not one of my favorite varieties, and I've grown many varieties, and I've really whittled them down now to just 20 or 30 that I feel are adaptable enough in my climate to be worthy to remain in my collection. But this is one that's not one of my favorites, but I've held on to it because it has some redeeming qualities in my experience. Let's see. Make that as small as I can. Again, these I've been eating a lot of these figs. Put another one off there. Let's take a bite of this. And it's late, and while all of the other varieties, except of course my Black Madeira and Italian 258s, are now officially finished. I have a couple left on my Sicilian Dark that are still getting ripe. Not many. Look at that. There's honey dripping out of that one. Let's take a bite. Wow. Oh God, that's honey-like, but rich and creamy. That's a good fig for this time of year. We haven't had any rain. We've had the benefit of having very little rain the last week to 10 days, and so that's benefited this particular variety that has a propensity towards a certain proclivity towards swelling up and cracking and spoiling during wet periods. But now, herein lies an interesting additional asset to this variety that I really never noticed, is that it continues to bear fruit into the late fall, and the fruit is of high quality if it doesn't coincide with a rainy period. And extraordinarily, this variety has remained unscathed by the very cold temperatures out here in the country, and it's still ripening quite a few fruit every day, as you can plainly see. You know, it's interesting. This variety it has the hallmarks of Adriatic, actually, in many ways. The leaves are not unsimilar, and green on the outside and reddish in the inside. Kind of, not real deep, like say J.H. Adriatic or Battaglia Green or Strawberry Verte or the Valle San Juan that I grow, or the White Madara and other well-known Adriatics that seem to be more crimson, more red, more intensely red inside. But it is, characteristically, it is like it's a late bearer like those, later than them, but it does produce early figs though, earlier figs, mid-season figs. So it's not entirely late, but it has a long season. And right now I'm enjoying the benefit from this tree being quite active still and not succumbing to the fall yet. And that's really remarkable because, again, I'll just show you, look around. All the other varieties have long since succumbed to the cold temperatures of the fall. Look at it. It just stands out. This one's a combination of two Celestes. But if you look over there, and there you see also the Feliciano Bianco, which is a tough fig, but it also has succumbed. But so far, Brooklyn White has not. So I guess I'm going to say this. Wow, I'm enjoying these figs. They're good. I am going to trim off this branch and that branch and trim it up, and I'm going to tie it up and straighten it up and put a rebarb. And I'm going to keep these tall branches here. You can hear those concubines, those harvesters in the background. Sorry. But they're doing their business. Wow. I'm going to keep these more vertical branches and make them even more vertical and tie them up and secure them. And I'm going to keep this tree, a large portion of it, certain trunks of it, and see what it does in the future. You see, this 4 or 5, probably 4 years old, 5, and now it's starting to reveal certain qualities that I was not aware of. Look at that noisy thing, huh? Life goes on in the farming community. Look at that. Interesting. It feels so different here without the cornfield, which is some of it nearly 8 foot tall. No exaggeration. But it always feels that way after the harvest, regardless of what is in the field, even if it was soybean, but with corn more so because it's so tall. Beautiful time of the year. Beautiful, beautiful day. I've eaten some delicious persimmons today and some very good figs. Very good. Look at that one. It's glistening. You see that? It's good. Wow, that's delicious. Brooklyn White. So good. Now it's proven itself to have an additional value that I hadn't experienced or anticipated previously. So hereby it has earned its right to remain in my collection another year. I was going to cut it. I was going to cut it down. Because again, I don't like certain qualities. But we're going to see, we're going to wait and see what this tree does. Okay. So you survived, Brooklyn White. New Monty will preserve your being into perpetuity, not into perpetuity, but for the time being. Let's put it that way. And if it wasn't for you, and I'm grateful, I wouldn't have any figs to eat today. Maybe on my Sicilian dark, I might have one tomorrow or the next day. There was nothing yesterday. I saw a couple that might ripen. But that, yesterday I had about, I'm not exaggerating, I had at least 8 or 10 of those yesterday. I ate them all. I gave a couple to Debbie. They were so good. And so I decided to make this video today. Something new. Always a novelty here and there. Thanks for visiting. I have to face up to the fact that I won't be making too many more videos for too much longer. There's always something to talk about. I have a couple things that I've been wanting to do that I didn't do this summer that I'm going to do. So I'll be making a couple more videos. With that, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for visiting. Here's a Azores dark, and it's lost its leaves also, and is experiencing the full wrath of fall. But here we are. Look at that. Figs getting ripe every day. And I've been enjoying them quite a bit. Good day.